Welcome back to Hospitality, folks. I'm your host, Alicia Dick Wahlberg. This week, we're talking with Melanie. She built and operated her own cafe in Nigeria before stepping back and decided to get her master's degree in Paris, France. Her work sits at the intersection of systems and storytelling, how design and people shape the guest experience. But here's what makes this conversation matter. She strips hospitality back to what it's truly about. It's not about the technology. It's not about the systems. It's about the people. If you're running a property or team and feel like something got lost in all the optimization, this one's for you. Melanie talks about building a culture and team where service actually drives value. Let's dive in. Melanie, welcome to Hospitality, folks. I am
Thank you so
so
much.
excited to have you join us today.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
You have a very special background and story, and I am so ready to dive in and share it. Right now, you are a master's student in tourism hospitality in Paris,
All
but
right.
you were doing something quite big before that.
Say that, yeah. Like I did own my own restaurant. Yes.
Now, could you tell me a little bit about where was this restaurant? What did your day-to-day life look like?
Well, my journey in the restoration sector started in Nigeria, where I was born, and this is where I gained firsthand knowledge, my first experiences of hospitality and what the hospitality was all about. I managed a couple of restaurants, and eventually I decided to own my own restaurant and cafe, was called and is called S'MUVE Me Café. This allowed me to experience, everything about guest experiences, managerial, the operational sector. In fact, a round of everything in hospitality and how to create systems as well and environments that actually make people feel at ease. So it was a really good experience owning my own space after the training part.
So you went from running, opening, operating Smooth Cafe, and how did you end up in Paris of all places?
Good question. That's great. Well, I didn't have the Paris dream, okay? I didn't. I didn't also get the Paris syndrome. No, I actually wanted to deepen my understanding of hospitality. And so I just decided that I also wanted a global view of what the guest experience can look like. And so I decided to move to Paris. And I chose Europe, chose Paris. You say Paris is the home of hospitality. Well, that's what led me to move. It wasn't just about studying, it's also about exposing myself to the culture, the different culture, and the different structure in hospitality, because, of course, Africa has its own structure and Europe would have its own structure. And so I'm grateful that I'm experiencing the different side.
Now, I also come as an immigrant to Europe, having my own career, but I went from the US to Europe to do my master's. You're coming from Nigeria to Europe to do your master's. I have known a huge cultural difference when it comes to workplaces. What has been your takeaway, whether it's with guests, whether it's with coworkers?
Well, with workplaces, to be fair, because hospitality is universal. It's a universal department where it's really all about caring about people and putting people first. So you find that at the root of it, it's really about the people. So there's not much difference in terms of how we address each other as well. Basically, there's obviously the hierarchy, difference in hierarchy, but in terms of peer to peer, worker to coworker, till the culture, and there's a willingness to learn about this person's culture and learn about this other person's culture. So yeah, it's really great to meet different people from different parts of the world in the same place, experiencing the same thing you're experiencing from a different point of view. Yeah.
Could you maybe walk me through what was it like looking for a master's program for you? And what was the deciding factor of where you went and what program you chose?
Okay. So I chose hospitality and tourism management, not just hospitality and tourism, because in some schools they go to the practical side of things in hospitality. And in others, it's more about the managerial sides of things, which is what I was looking for because I already have on first hand and on ground experience with the practice, the service, and all of that. So I needed more. I did have experience with the managerial part, but I wanted so that's why I chose the particular program that I'm in hospitality, and also it's also a path to growth. That's why I choose the hospitality management sector. And there's different careers in that aspect as well. A lot of people say there's not much careers to be determined when you study hospitality management. I'm like, no, you actually have different careers in hospitality and tourism management. So yeah, that's why I choose hospitality and tourism management, masters in hospitality and tourism management, actually.
What would be your dream outcome after finishing your master's program in Paris?
I would like to be in a position where I can combine guest relations and design experiences, like, and with operations as well. So a combination, wholesome combination, experience, meet people. I love to meet people. Every day you meet different people, different moods. So just to be able to just change someone's mood. So be in a position that combines operations and guest experience from you would just be amazing.
Do you maybe have an example of a time where you were able to really affect the guest and their experience they had?
Like right now, I'm doing my internship with a winery yeah, in Bordeaux, and it's always great to find when the guests come in and then they learn new things about the wine that they never. Sometimes they just go to the restaurants, they order a bottle of wine, they don't know that this wine can be paired with this to fill. And so when they discover, they're like, wow. Or also when they discover the geology around the wine, because actually the wine you drink is in the wine you're not just drinking the price of the wine, you're drinking the geology, the climate which the wine was made. And so when they discover those things, it's a wow moment for them. And I love that because like, okay, I taught you something new. So yeah, and they always love the tours. For them, it's a great moment.
Now, I have always found, at least in my experience, in order to have really impactful guest experiences, you need to be able to kind of find a way to grab some information from them, find out what's important. What are they actually looking for?
Mhm.
How do you go about that?
Well, I love to interact with my guests, with every person I meet in general. I love to interact. I have some few easy conversations that go by. You might even find out you have some similarities with some people and learn new things from them as well. And also it's more or less about caring about what the person has to say. It's very little about yourself. It's more about caring about the person in front of you, be attentive about the person, be interested in the person. For me, yeah, that's more or less how I go about these things. Just be present with them, understand what they are saying. And you just find that some people just want to talk and talk and talk and talk, and all you have to do is be a good listener, and you're good.
Listening is key.
It's key. It's key. Sector is key.
So, you have talked about really loving the idea of forming guest experiences and elevating them. Now, with your new internship, you are in a prime location to really absorb knowledge and access to different things. How do you plan to take away that knowledge from this internship and bring it with you later on?
There's a lot of experience going on here. So we native people from Asia, from the United States, from even around Europe, and you also find that these people have different tastes, different expectations. And when you are able to adjust to these people and understand where they are coming from, you can also create better experiences. So for me, the take home for me would be the knowledge I get from knowing about different people and their expectations and their cultures. And that can flow in any other department, any other place. I mean, not so much, of course, I still have to learn when I get to another country, but I think I'm getting a hang of, knowing different parts of the world from one place, by the way.
Yeah, I think you are already set up to such a high level of success with your background. Firstly, you're from Nigeria. They're known for being wonderful and warm people. That's perfect for hospitality.
Yeah.
Second is your language skills. So I know you speak English and French fluently.
Yes. Yes. Correct.
Was there other languages on top of that?
No, right now, just French and English.
But it's a lot.
For now, just French and English. Hopefully, Spanish soon. We'll see.
Yes. Yeah. And then on top of that, you have already owned your own restaurant. You've owned your own cafe. You've dealt with the finances, with teams, with hiring, with customers.
Yes.
This is such a great background. And now to incorporate that, you in finishing your master degree in Paris, doing this internship in the most stunning location.
My God, it's so beautiful here. It's so awesome. It is.
If there's anyone out there who really wants to take that jump like you to say, okay, I want to go further, maybe whether it's moving to a different country or maybe doing their master's degree anywhere, what can you suggest to them to be brave and take that step?
I would say take the step. Take it. Definitely take it. It's really not just about to create experiences, you need to and you need to experience things as well. So if you don't experience, how would you be able to portray that story? How would you be able to tell the story if you've not been part of the stories? You can be in one place and get all of these things. So it's a really good thing to take that step and learning and experiencing, to be fair.
I absolutely agree. Being brave and taking that step to follow through. I mean, if it's a master's program or moving abroad, you can always go back.
Do it.
But you
Do
never
it.
want to live your life with what if.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
So when are you finished with your master degree?
I finished this September. I finished September.
September. So this year, this fall.
Yes, this fall. Done and dusted.
And if I were to wave a magic wand and say, here's one wish of where you can be after your degree is finished, where would it be? What would you be doing?
Would love to be in a place with a lot of experience to create. You know, I have recently seen a shift in the hospitality, which I'm loving, going towards more of creating experience, not so big hotels, but, you know, more towards the creative sector of discovery, discovering regions, discovering different places. And yeah, I would love to be in a position where I can discover and also create an experience for different people.
And what kind of team would you thrive with?
I would say I'm one of the most comfortable person with any type of person because I've seen everything and anything. So I've worked with difficult, easygoing cultures, people from all over the world. So I am quite comfortable with a diverse team. A diverse team brings balance, brings cultural flow. So yeah. And if not,
Now, on
anyone.
that note, do you have maybe your wildest guest experience story you can share with us to end the episode?
What would it be? What would it be?
So I can tell you my craziest guest story.
Please.
I was working at a hotel in North Dakota during my bachelor degree, working front desk. This couple from Canada who came over the border for a weekend, they came down and they had a glass with 2 adult-sized bed bugs with them. Now, this is like 11 p.m. There's no
Yeah.
manager there. It's me and one other person, and we're like freaking out, like, oh my God. So what ends up happening, of course, is we get them situated somewhere else. We have to close the entire floor off. We call the exterminator who comes back in an hour and says, there's no possible way. With this size, there would have been so many
Yeah.
other things found, and he found
Mhm.
nothing. Nothing. The only possibility is that they brought it themselves
Mhm.
because they wanted us to pay for the better hotel in the city for them.
Oh my goodness. So yeah. Yeah. I can see how that is that's a crazy experience. It's
Never in my life. And somehow we still kept our composure. We explained to them, hey, this is what came back. We're happy to keep you in a different room, but we're not paying for you to go to the one better hotel in the whole city.
man. Yeah. That's you know. That let's say some guests are special. They can be special. Very, very special.
Yes. They keep it entertaining. What's maybe one story that you have that you were able to turn it around for the guest?
Well, I have this one where the situation turned around on its own because it was an obvious way that the guest tried to, So this lady, then I was doing a little bit of front desk at the hotel, and I was myself, my colleague, and then we also had the cleaning lady in the back. And so very early in the morning, at around a.m., she came downstairs and was cleaning. She can't find an underwear, her bra. And she's not a small size person. She's quite a little bit. Yeah. And she was screaming at the top of her voice, I'm going to sue you. I'm going to put bad reviews. I can't find my undergarment. What happened to it? The cleaner must have taken it. And I looked at the person beside me. I'm like, huh? The cleaner? Mind you, the cleaner is she is very skinny. She's a different size, very far away from this person, and it's not even something that is imaginable. It's a Victoria's Secret. And then I'm like, okay, man, you know what? We're just gonna call the cleaner in so you can clear this out. And the minute she saw the cleaner, she went back upstairs. She's like, that's it. She just went upstairs. She couldn't say anything. She just went upstairs. The cleaner is not your size. She just so we do get special guests.
I think the key with any hospitality role is being flexible,
Yeah.
trying to show empathy,
Yes,
and always trying to find a solution.
exactly. Almost immediately, because that is very important.
Which, when I think about how, as an industry, people often don't see as hospitality as a skillful career, when in fact, it's some of the hardest skills
It is. It is
for
because
a normal person.
yes, yeah. You have to. Some days, as a normal person, you could decide, oh no, I'm not talking today. I'm not dealing with this. But in hospitality, you have to deal with it with immediate effect. You have to talk to the person. You have to make sure the person is calm. Even if the person doesn't want to be, you have to try your best to make sure that person is satisfied at the end of the day. So yeah. And these are very transferable skills, to be fair. I just talked about it with a friend. I'm like, I am very patient now. I'm the most patient person because because there's sometimes you have to always take the call, take the calls, take the calls, take the calls. And she's like, how do you do this? I'm like, well, it's hospitality. It isn't the
There's
DM.
hospitality people and there's not hospitality
And
people.
there's no hospitality people. There's people that wants to see the phone ring. They're like, nope, not me.
So, as we come to a close, you are looking for your next adventure starting in September or October.
Yes.
If someone is curious about maybe working with you, where can they find you?
I am on LinkedIn. I am on every social media possible with the same name, the same address. Well, except if they want to come to Bordeaux or Paris, whenever. But yes,
Hard sell.
that would make me very, very special. Yes, I am on LinkedIn and all the social media platforms. I'll be happy to connect with anyone that would love to connect with me as well. I'm very open to meeting new people and learning from other people's experiences as well. And just sharing experience could be a really fun thing for me too.
So, if anyone is listening and they're curious about how they can work with Melanie, we will leave her LinkedIn in the description. Okay. Thank you, Melanie, for coming on. It's been such a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for listening to this week's Hospitality Folks. If Melanie's conversation hit you, share it with a colleague who needs the step to be brave. That's how we truly build a community of leaders who put people first. Now, I know last I said we would only have one more episode, but we actually have 2 more coming up to finish up the season. Subscribe and join us for the last 2 episodes. They're going to be super exciting. See you soon.